Speaking out against wokeness on college campuses, saying our higher education system suppresses conservative voices. Wyatt Eichholz is a student at University of Alabama, and Kale Ogunbor is a student at Penn State University. Both are campus reform correspondents, and both join me now. Great to have you both here. Wyatt, to recap, what were your worst examples of political intolerance on campus in 2022?
Good morning. Well, earlier this year, we saw in protesters in the University of New Mexico, they actually pulled the fire alarm at a speech for Tommy Lahren and then tried to enter the venue forcefully. A student at an organization's speaking event had his AV equipment attempted destroyed, and then a fellow campus reform correspondent was experiencing physical harassment at the University of Wisconsin-Madison while covering at Matt Walsh event. Now, this is just a slew of events, and it's really continuing a trend we've seen for many years on college campuses, where conservatives face physical intimidation coming from leftist students who don't know how to reason with viewpoints they disagree with.
Kale, what about you? What were some of the worst woke examples you saw?
I can personally attest. I'm part of a pro-life club at my campus at Penn State. And this last semester, we had a cemetery for the innocents to just help remember the aborted children in the United States. And pro-choice students desecrated the memorial of the graves of these children. They would celebrate. They had their own counter-protest. They would sit within the flags that represented the aborted children. And stuff like this is just a reflection of how people don't realize, especially in our generation, that not everybody agrees with them on every single social or economic issue.
That is sick. What you just described is sick. So, Kale, what can we do to turn it around in 2023? What can conservatives on campus do to make sure their voices are heard and not suppressed?
It's really sad that we have to deal with this in the first place. I feel like if the administration of many universities just had a backbone, we wouldn't be dealing with this. But as a student, as just, maybe 20, 21 years old, the first thing you can do, I would say, is start these casual, candid conversations with your peers that might not agree with you and let them realize that conservatives are not big, scary people that the media makes us out to be sometimes. Maybe, for example, if you have a friend complain about gas prices, chip in like, oh, maybe because of the way you voted, something like that is related, and it will really open up people's minds to the fact that, conservatives have great ideas and we should get those into the stratosphere.
Wyatt, look, college has always been far left, even when I went to college 4,000 years ago, approximately. Is there hope, though, we can make college sane again, or is the wokeness just too baked in at this point?
The statistics, they don't look good. A Gallup poll from 2020 found that the majority of conservative students don't feel that they can speak freely on campus. But there is hope. If you look down to Florida, you see that Governor Ron DeSantis, with his Stop Woke Act, is setting an example for the nation about what can be done to rein in leftist college professors, to rein in these leftist college administrators, and give conservative students their voice back. Really, state government officials at the legislature and the governor, they have the obligation and the responsibility to move the ball forward on these policies that open up the ideological window and give conservatives their voices back. So in addition to students interacting on their campuses and having those conversations, as Kale was saying, it's important for the government to take tangible steps. And we're not just seeing this in Florida. We're seeing this in Mississippi and South Dakota, with other states soon to follow. So as long as we keep this trend forward, conservative students do have hope. And really, anyone who just wants to see a university be a place for a marketplace of ideas, we can keep hoping for that goal very, very soon.
I follow the money. College attendance has plummeted in recent years. Will that be enough of a motivation, not having tuition dollars, for these universities and their administrators to undo the woke and try to get more bodies back in the door? 20 seconds to you.
I would hope so, but like I said, as a student at Penn State, we just increased our tuition, and I'm out of state, by at least 6%. So it looks like the way universities make up for that profit loss is just by increasing tuition. So hopefully these candid conversations fix that.
I'm not shocked that this is happening in Penn State. Penn State, although it's in the country there, Happy Valley, it's still in the Northeast. I'm shocked that this is happening in good old southern Alabama, but it just shows it is happening in all 50 states. Wyatt and Kale, thanks for being voices of reason. Have a happy new year, and don't forget to enjoy college while you're there. It should be a fun time. Now, it shouldn't be all be business. Appreciate it.